A man kicked me while I was protecting my dying puppy. Kicked me so hard I thought my ribs would crack. His girlfriend laughed. They thought their money made them untouchable, that their family's power meant they could hurt anyone they wanted. They didn't know the man sitting at the counter behind them, Captain Mitchell. Didn't know he was a Navy SEAL. Didn't know he was about to destroy everything they'd built on corruption. Everyone thinks this story is about a hero stepping in, but that's not where this fire started. The real fire started when two people decided a sick puppy and a struggling waitress were beneath them. When they forgot that cruelty always finds a witness. If you've ever felt powerless against people with power, you'll understand this story. Subscribe and tell me where you're watching from. My name is Sienna Cross. I'm 24 years old, and the day everything changed started with a dying puppy and a double shift I couldn't afford to miss. I've been working at Riverside Diner for 2 years. Good tips, regular customers, decent manager. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills. Barely. That afternoon, I wasn't just working for rent. I was working to save a life. Bear, my German Shepherd puppy, 8 weeks old, the sweetest, bravest little thing I'd ever known. 3 days earlier, the vet had given me the diagnosis I'd been dreading: Parvo virus. If you don't know what that is, count yourself lucky. It's a death sentence for puppies. Vicious, fast, attacks their intestines, their immune system. They stop eating, stop drinking, just fade away. The vet said Bear had maybe a week without treatment. With treatment, he had a chance. A good chance. The treatment cost $1,200. I had $73 in my bank account, so I begged my manager, Ray, to let me bring Bear to work. Keep him in a basket behind the counter where I could watch him between tables. Ray wasn't happy about it. Health code violations, liability issues, all that. But he'd known me for 2 years. Knew I was reliable, knew I was desperate. "1 shift," he said, "and if anyone complains, he's gone." I worked that double shift like my life depended on it, because Bear's life did. He lay in his basket wrapped in blankets, too weak to lift his head most of the time, whimpering softly every few minutes, breaking my heart with every sound. Between orders, I'd kneel beside him, check his temperature, whisper that he'd be okay, that I'd save him. I didn't know if I was lying. It was 4:15 in the afternoon when the bell above the door jingled, and trouble walked in. Vivian Sterling and Preston Winfield. I recognized them immediately. Everyone in town did. Vivian's father was Marcus Sterling, real estate developer, owned half the buildings downtown. The other half, people whispered, he wanted to own. And what Marcus Sterling wanted, Marcus Sterling got, one way or another. Preston's family ran Winfield and Associates, the biggest law firm in the city. They represented everyone who mattered, including the district attorney, including half the city council. Preston and Vivian walked into that diner like they owned it. Sunglasses on indoors, designer clothes, that particular brand of confidence that comes from never hearing the word no. I forced a smile and walked toward them with my notepad. "Good afternoon. What can I get you?" Vivian didn't look at me, just stared at her phone and rattled off an order. Fast, sharp, intentionally confusing. Caesar salad, no croutons, extra Parmesan, dressing on the side but not too much on the side, and make sure the lettuce is crisp, not wilted. And iced tea, unsweetened, with exactly 3 ice cubes and... I wrote as fast as I could. "Got it. And for you, sir?" Preston finally took off his sunglasses, looked me up and down like I was something he'd scraped off his shoe. "Burger, medium rare, fries." "Perfect. I'll have that right out." I repeated Vivian's order back to her, twice, making absolutely sure I had it right. She waved me away like I was a fly. I took the order to Miguel, our cook. He was already prepping, but he noticed my face. "You okay, Sienna?" "Just need to get through today," I said. Behind me, Bear whimpered. That sick, weak sound that meant he was hurting. I rushed to him, knelt beside the basket, put my hand gently on his trembling body. "It's okay, baby. I'm here." His little tail tried to wag. He licked my fingers weakly. My eyes burned with tears I couldn't let fall. Not here. Not at work. Not in front of customers who didn't care. I stood up, wiped my face, got back to work. 10 minutes later, Miguel called out, "Order up!" I carried the plates to Vivian and Preston's table, set them down carefully. Caesar salad with dressing on the side, burger medium rare with fries. Vivian looked at her plate, then at me. Her face twisted. I said salad, not fries. My stomach dropped. I looked at Preston's plate. Fries. I looked at Vivian's plate. Also fries. I'd mixed up the sides. "I'm so sorry. I'll get that fixed right away." Before I could finish the sentence, Vivian's hand cracked across my face. The slap echoed through the entire diner. My cheek burned. My eyes stung. My ears rang. "You had one job," Vivian snarled. "One." The diner went silent. I heard Miguel drop something in the kitchen, a loud clang of metal hitting tile. I heard a mother at a corner booth gasp and cover her child's eyes. I heard the hum of the refrigerator suddenly sound too loud. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "I'll fix it right now." I turned toward the kitchen. That's when Bear let out a cry. Not his usual soft whimper, a desperate, sick sound, like he was in pain. I forgot about the salad, forgot about Vivian, forgot about everything except my puppy. I rushed to him, dropped to my knees beside the basket. "Bear, baby, what's wrong?" He was shaking harder than before. His breathing was shallow, fast. I put my hands over him gently, trying to comfort him, trying to keep him warm. That's when I heard Preston's voice. "What's that mutt doing here?" I looked up. He was standing over me, sneering. "He's sick," I said quietly. "I just need to keep an eye on him." Preston stepped closer. "People like you shouldn't be allowed to own dogs. You can't even afford your own life." Vivian laughed. That high, cruel sound. "She probably can't even feed it." Bear whimpered again, tried to lift his head, couldn't. "Please," I said. "He's just sick. He's not bothering anyone." Preston's face twisted. "Shut that thing up." "He's dying," I whispered, tears finally falling. "He has Parvo. He's just a baby. Please, just leave him alone." Preston looked at Bear, at me, at the pathetic scene we must have made. And then he drew back his foot and kicked. Hard. I curled my body around Bear, took the full impact on my shoulder and ribs. Pain exploded through my side, white hot, stealing my breath. But I didn't let go of Bear, didn't move, didn't let Preston hurt him. The diner went silent again, but this time, it was a different kind of silence, the kind that happens right before something breaks. I heard a chair scrape back, heavy, deliberate, footsteps, slow, controlled. Then a voice, low, calm, absolutely terrifying. "Apologize." One word. I looked up through tears. A man stood behind Preston. Tall, broad shoulders, square jaw, hair cropped military short, eyes like steel. He wore jeans and a plain black t-shirt, nothing fancy, nothing special, but there was something about him, the way he stood, the way he held himself, like he was made of coiled tension waiting to be released. Preston turned, looked the man up and down, smirked. "You know who my father is?" The man didn't blink. Don't care. Vivian crossed her arms, her bracelet jingled. This doesn't concern you. The man stepped between them and me, his body a wall. It concerns me the second someone hurts a woman protecting her dog. Preston laughed, actually laughed. What are you going to do about it? Then he made his mistake. He tried to shove the man. What happened next was so fast I almost didn't see it. The man caught Preston's wrist mid-air, twisted, and Preston dropped to his knees with a yelp of pain. The entire diner gasped. Vivian stumbled backward, her face going pale. The man leaned down, his voice barely above a whisper, but I heard every word. You kick her again, and I'll make sure the only thing you're stepping into is a prison cell. Preston tried to regain his arrogance. My father, he'll end you. The man released Preston's wrist, let him fall. Your father won't be able to save you from the charges I'm about to file. Then he turned to me, his expression softened. Are you okay? I nodded, winced, my ribs screamed. He knelt beside me, looked at Bear with surprising gentleness. German Shepherd? Yes, he has Parvo. He's really sick. The man touched Bear's head carefully, felt his fever. He needs a vet, emergency clinic, right now. My throat tightened. I can't afford. I've got it, the man said simply. Let's go. You can't just. Yes, I can. Let's get him help. Behind us, Vivian found her voice. You can't walk out. We'll say you attacked us, that you. The man stood, pulled out his phone, held it up. Already recorded everything. Every word, every hit, every kick. Vivian's face drained of color. The man added, voice calm. And the police chief you're about to call? He's under federal investigation, and I'm the one leading it. The diner erupted in shocked murmurs. Preston struggled to his feet. What? The man looked at him directly. My name is Cole Reeves, former Navy SEAL, current federal consultant. I've been investigating your family's law firm for 6 months. Corruption, bribery, obstruction of justice, and your girlfriend's father for money laundering through his real estate deals. He held up the phone again. This video just gave me grounds for immediate arrest, assault, battery, witness intimidation. Vivian's mouth opened, closed, no sound came out. Preston's face turned red, then white. You can't. I already did. Cole helped me stand, gentle but firm. Get Bear, we're leaving. They're not going to stop us. I picked up the basket. Bear whimpered but didn't move. As we walked toward the door, Preston found his voice, desperate, angry. You're making a mistake. My family. Cole paused at the door, turned back. Your family is about to lose everything, and it started the moment you decided to kick a woman protecting her dog. We walked out into the afternoon sun. I was shaking, from adrenaline, from fear, from the pain in my ribs. But Bear was in my arms, and for the first time that day, I thought maybe he'd be okay. We made it to Cole's truck, a black Ford, clean, practical. He opened the passenger door for me, helped me get Bear settled in my lap. There's an emergency vet clinic 15 minutes from here, he said. They're good. They'll help him. I really can't pay you back, I said, my voice cracked. I don't have anything. I'm barely making rent. You don't need to pay me back, Cole said. He started the engine. Just take care of him. We drove in silence for a minute. Then I asked the question I needed to ask. Why did you help me? Cole was quiet. Then, I was a dog handler in the Navy. Had a German Shepherd named Titan. Best partner I ever had. Saved my life more times than I can count. What happened to him? IED, Afghanistan. He threw himself between me and the blast. Died protecting me. My chest tightened. I'm sorry. Me too. Cole glanced at Bear. When I saw that guy kick you while you were protecting your pup, I saw Titan. Saw what he did for me. Couldn't let it slide. We pulled into the emergency vet clinic parking lot. Cole carried Bear inside while I held the basket. The vet tech took one look at Bear and moved fast. Parvo? Yes, I said. Diagnosed 3 days ago. He's getting worse. They took him back immediately. 20 minutes later, the vet came out. Dr. Patel. Kind eyes. Serious face. He's critical, she said. But we can treat him. He'll need to stay here for at least 5 days. IV fluids, antibiotics, round-the-clock monitoring. How much? I whispered. $1,200 for the full treatment. I felt the world tilt. Cole stepped forward, pulled out his wallet, handed over a credit card. Do whatever he needs. Dr. Patel nodded, swiped the card, handed it back. He's a fighter. We'll take good care of him. I couldn't speak, could only nod. After she left, I turned to Cole. I don't know how to thank you. You don't have to. I do. You saved his life. You saved me. Cole shook his head. You saved him. I just helped you finish the job. We sat in the waiting room, silent, exhausted. My phone buzzed. Ray, my manager. Sienna, where are you? What happened? The police are here, and there's a fire. The kitchen. Miguel's okay, but you need to know. My stomach dropped. What? Kitchen fire. Started right after you left. Miguel dropped the tongs when that guy kicked you. Left the oil heating. It caught. Spread fast. Is everyone okay? Everyone's out. Fire department's here. But Sienna, those 2 people who hurt you, they tried to leave, drive away. But the fire captain stopped them, blocked their car. They're being arrested right now. I looked at Cole. He was already standing, already moving toward the door. I need to go back, he said. Make sure they don't get away. I'm coming with you. You should stay. Your ribs. I'm coming. We drove back to the diner. Smoke was visible from 2 blocks away. Fire trucks, police cars, flashing lights everywhere. Cole parked and we got out. The diner's kitchen was blackened, smoke damage, but the main dining area looked okay. And there, in the parking lot, were Preston and Vivian, in handcuffs, standing next to a firefighter in full gear, helmet, badge that read, Captain Mitchell. Cole walked straight toward them. I followed, my ribs aching with every step. Captain Mitchell turned as we approached. His eyes took in Cole's posture, his bearing. Recognition passed between them. That unspoken language military people share. You the federal consultant? Captain Mitchell asked. Cole nodded. Cole Reeves, and this is Sienna Cross, the waitress they assaulted. Captain Mitchell looked at me, then at Preston and Vivian. His expression hardened. Ray Kowalski filled me in, he said. Told me what happened before the fire. Said you kicked her while she was protecting her dog. Preston tried to look indignant, failed miserably. It wasn't like that. She's exaggerating. Cole pulled out his phone. I have video, every second. You want to see it, Captain? Captain Mitchell held out his hand. Cole handed over the phone. For 2 minutes, Captain Mitchell watched in silence. His jaw got tighter with each second. When he finished, he handed the phone back to Cole. Then he looked at Preston and Vivian with something close to disgust. You kicked a woman protecting a dying puppy, Captain Mitchell said. His voice was quiet, controlled. And then You tried to flee when the fire started, tried to drive away while witnesses were still inside. We weren't fleeing, Vivian protested. We didn't want to be in the way. You were running, Captain Mitchell said flatly. I blocked your car. You tried to go around me. That's fleeing. Ray walked over, soot on his face but otherwise unharmed. Sienna, thank God you're okay. And Bear? At the emergency vet, I said. He's going to make it. Ray's face softened with relief, then hardened when he looked at Preston and Vivian. These two are the reason Miguel dropped those tongs. He saw what they did to you, got distracted, left the oil heating. Captain Mitchell nodded. The fire marshal will include that in his report. Their assault led directly to the fire. A police car pulled up. 2 officers got out. Clean uniforms, professional demeanor. Not the usual crowd Preston's family kept on payroll. One of them approached Cole. Mr. Reeves, we got your call. Federal warrant came through. We're authorized to take them into custody. Cole nodded. Assault and battery on Sienna Cross. Video evidence on my phone. I'll forward it to you immediately. The officer looked at Preston and Vivian. You're both under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. As the officer read them their rights, Vivian started crying. The theatrical kind. The kind designed to get sympathy. It didn't work. My father will hear about this, Preston said. His voice shook, not with anger, with fear. He'll have your badges. Your father's about to have bigger problems, Cole said. Federal indictments are being filed as we speak. Corruption, bribery, racketeering. The DA your family represents, he's going down, and he's taking your father with him. Preston's face went white. The officers put Preston and Vivian in separate cars, drove away. Captain Mitchell watched them go, then turned to me. You okay, ma'am? Do you need medical attention? I touched my ribs. They hurt, but nothing felt broken. I'll be okay. You should get checked out anyway, he said. That was a hard kick. Cole put a hand gently on my shoulder. He's right. Let me take you to urgent care. I need to check on Bear first. Then we'll go to the vet, then urgent care. Captain Mitchell nodded. Mr. Reeves, you'll need to give a formal statement, and we'll need that video. I'll come to the station tomorrow morning, Cole said. Send everything you need. Captain Mitchell extended his hand. Cole shook it. Thank you, Captain Mitchell said, for stepping in, for doing the right thing. Anyone would have. No, Captain Mitchell said. They wouldn't have. Most people look away. You didn't. He turned to me. And you, ma'am, you protected that puppy, even when it put you in danger. That takes courage. My throat tightened. He's all I have. Not anymore, Captain Mitchell said quietly. He glanced at Cole. Looks like you've got someone else now, too. Then he walked back to his crew. They were packing up equipment. The fire was out. Damage assessed. Scene secured. Cole and I stood in the parking lot, the smell of smoke hanging in the air. Come on, Cole said. Let's go check on Bear. We drove back to the emergency vet clinic. Dr. Patel met us in the lobby. He's doing better, she said, smiled for the first time. The IV fluids are helping. He's been able to keep down some water. It's a good sign. Relief flooded through me. Can I see him? Briefly, he needs rest. She led us back to the ICU. Bear was in a small kennel, IV line in his little leg, but his eyes were open, alert. When he saw me, his tail tried to wag. I knelt by the kennel door, put my fingers through the bars. He licked them weakly. Hey, baby, I whispered. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it. Cole knelt beside me, put his hand next to mine. Bear licked his fingers too. "He knows you saved him," I said. "We saved him," Cole corrected. "Together." We stayed for 10 minutes. Then Dr. Patel said Bear needed to rest. Cole drove me to urgent care. They x-rayed my ribs. Bruised, not broken. Gave me pain medication, told me to ice it and rest. "You got lucky," the doctor said. "Could have been much worse." Lucky. I didn't feel lucky. But I was alive. Bear was alive. That was something. Cole drove me home. A small apartment, 1 bedroom, nothing fancy. He walked me to my door. "Thank you," I said. "For everything. For Bear, for stopping them, for... just thank you." "Get some rest," Cole said. "I'll check on Bear tomorrow. Keep you updated." "You don't have to." "I want to." He turned to leave, then paused. "Sienna, you did good today. Protecting him. Standing up to them even when you were scared. That takes real strength." My eyes burned. I didn't feel strong. The best kind of courage is when you're terrified and you do it anyway. He left. I went inside, sat on my couch, looked at Bear's empty basket in the corner, and cried. For everything. For the fear, for the relief, for the kindness of a stranger who'd become something more. The next 5 days were the longest of my life. I visited Bear every day, sometimes twice. Cole came with me every single time. Bear fought. God, did he fight. The vomiting stopped. The diarrhea slowed. He started eating small amounts, drinking on his own. Dr. Patel said he was a miracle, that most puppies this sick didn't make it. But Bear wasn't most puppies. On day 5, Dr. Patel said the words I'd been praying for. "He can go home." I cried, right there in the clinic. Didn't even try to hide it. Cole carried Bear to the truck. Bear licked his face the entire way. When we got to my apartment, Bear walked in on wobbly legs, sniffed everything, then collapsed on his bed with a satisfied sigh. He was home. Cole and I sat on my couch, watching Bear sleep. "I don't know how to thank you," I said. "You saved his life. You changed everything." "You would have found a way," Cole said. "You were already working doubles, already doing everything you could." "But I wouldn't have had enough time. He would have died before I made the money." Cole was quiet. Then, "Maybe that's why I was there. Right place, right time." Do you believe that? In fate? I believe some things happen for a reason. Over the next few weeks, the news broke. Preston Winfield, arrested, charged with assault and battery. His family's law firm under federal investigation. Multiple attorneys arrested for corruption, bribery, obstruction of justice. Vivian Sterling, arrested, charged with assault. Her father's real estate empire exposed as a money laundering operation for organized crime. Assets frozen, buildings seized. The district attorney resigned, facing federal charges. Criminal cases he'd dismissed were being reopened, victims getting justice years later. It all started with Cole's 6-month investigation, but it was sealed by a video of 2 people kicking a waitress protecting her dog. The diner reopened 2 weeks after the fire. Kitchen renovated, new equipment. Ray hired extra staff, so I didn't have to work doubles anymore. Cole became a regular, came in for lunch most days, always sat at the counter, always ordered the burger, always asked about Bear. 3 months after that day, Cole and I were officially dating. 6 months after, Bear was fully grown, healthy, strong, the best dog I'd ever known. He loved Cole, followed him everywhere, slept at the foot of our bed. Yes, our bed. I'd moved into Cole's place after my lease ended. One evening, we were at the park. Bear running, playing, completely healthy. Cole threw a tennis ball. Bear chased it with pure joy. You know, I said, sometimes I think about that day, how close we came to losing him. Me too, Cole said. If you hadn't been there. But I was. Cole turned to me. And now he's here, healthy, happy. And I got to meet you. So maybe it worked out exactly how it was supposed to. Bear ran back, dropped the ball at our feet, tail wagging so hard his whole body shook. Cole threw it again. Do you ever regret it? I asked, stepping in. Your whole federal case got accelerated, changed everything. Best thing that ever happened to that case, Cole said. We'd been building evidence for months, but that video, it broke everything open, gave us grounds to move immediately, saved years of investigation. So I helped? You and Bear saved the entire operation, he smiled. And you saved me from bad diner coffee at every other place in town. I laughed, leaned into him. Bear ran back. This time he didn't drop the ball, just sat between us, looked from me to Cole, back to me, like he was proud of himself. I think he knows, I said. Knows what? That he brought us together. Cole scratched behind Bear's ears. Maybe he did. And watching them, Cole and Bear, my found family, I realized something. Sometimes the worst day of your life leads to the best things you never saw coming. Sometimes cruelty brings a witness who becomes a hero. Sometimes a dying puppy becomes the reason two people find each other. And sometimes justice isn't just about laws and courts and investigations. Sometimes it's about one person deciding that kindness matters more than power, that protecting the vulnerable is worth any risk, that love, for a puppy, for a stranger, for what's right, is the strongest force there is.
That was Sienna Cross. I'm Captain Dean Mitchell, Station 47. We got the call at 4:32 p.m. Kitchen fire at Riverside Diner. Grease fire spreading fast. When we arrived, a man was running out of the smoke, carrying a German Shepherd puppy, wrapped in a jacket. Cole Reeves, former Navy SEAL, now federal consultant. He'd risked his life to run back into that burning building for an 8-week-old puppy fighting Parvo virus. Behind him, 2 people were trying to flee in their car, Preston Winfield and Vivian Sterling. They'd assaulted a waitress minutes before the fire started, kicked her while she protected that same puppy. I blocked their car with my body. They weren't going anywhere. I've been doing this for 18 years. I've seen courage take a lot of forms. But watching Cole run back into smoke and flames for a dying dog, that's a different kind of courage. The kind that doesn't calculate risk. The kind that just acts because it's the right thing to do. Preston and Vivian thought their money made them untouchable, thought their family's power meant they could hurt anyone without consequences. They were wrong. Cole wasn't just a customer having lunch. He was a federal consultant who'd been investigating their families for 6 months, building a case against corruption that went all the way to the district attorney's office. That assault, that moment of cruelty caught on video, gave him everything he needed: immediate grounds for arrest, evidence of character, a crack in the armor their families had built with money and threats. Sometimes justice finds you in the most unexpected places. In a diner during a double shift, when you think no one's watching, but someone's always watching. And if you're cruel enough, if you're careless enough to show your true nature, that witness might be exactly the person who can bring your world down. But really, Bear saved both of them, gave them a reason to connect, a reason to fight for something worth protecting. 3 months later, Preston Winfield was convicted, 2 years in prison for assault. His family's law firm was dismantled, multiple attorneys serving time for corruption. Vivian Sterling's father lost his empire, federal racketeering charges, assets seized, the real estate deals he'd used to launder money for organized crime all exposed. And it started because they kicked a waitress protecting a puppy. Never underestimate what a single act of cruelty can reveal, or what a single act of courage can change. If you see someone being hurt, don't look away. Because you might be the only witness who matters, the only person who can stop it, the only one who cares enough to act. Cole cared. And because he did, an entire network of corruption fell. All because he refused to look away when a woman needed help. I'm Captain Dean Mitchell, Station 47. Stay safe out there.